Alrighty, folks, we are going to talk SBA financing, but specifically, we are going to say, why is SBA financing the key to wealth building? Folks, here at One Rental at a Time, we talk about real estate all the time, but what if? What if we knew and understood the flexibility inside SBA financing that maybe we're talking about buying one business at a time? That might be something exciting to talk about. We're going to talk to the concierge to small business lending, Mr. Bo Exton. How you doing, Bo?
Good. The light bulb just went off. That's my next book. One business at a time.
There you go. There you go. Copy the model, man. It's a wonderful thing. But yeah, why don't we remind people how flexible SBA financing is? Why don't we remind them that SBA financing is very much like FHA financing for single family homes. It's government backed, government supported. There's so much flexibility out there that I don't think people really understand. So enlighten us.
All right. So business acquisition, you can get up to 90% loan to cost. So that's purchase price plus building and working capital of any improvements that you're looking to do, staff salary for the first few months. That's your total project cost. 90% can be financed. Typically 5 to 7.5% could be on full standby by the seller. So a seller carry note. So you can close in theory with 2.5%. So on this $1 million total project cost, that's $25K. Well, you could even bring in a partner that owns less than 20%, and they could put up the 25K or the 2.5%. Most banks want to see 5%, but I do have banks that will as little as 2.5% out of pocket to close on a deal. So that's 25 grand on $1 million deal. I mean, it's all about leverage. We talk in the real estate, we always talk about seller finance, term deals. It's the same principle. Actually, it's even better in the business world because it's more expected.
That's what you have taught me. Thank you for being here for almost 2 years now, if not 2 full years. You've told me or taught me that SBA financing, buying businesses, buying franchises, buying vending, there's more flexibility, right? Let's equate what you just talked about, 90% lending plus project cost. In the real estate world, that's like somebody lending you 90% of purchase plus your make-ready costs. That's what we're talking about here. And then you get the seller to carry back a 5% note. Then you get a partner to come in for 19% with the other 5%. And bingo, bango, you're into $1 million business. You're into a flip with none of your own money. That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah, because you could almost correlate it to a fix and flip loan. Some of the most aggressive lenders will do 90% of purchase, 100% of repair costs, right? Well, this loan goes a step further because you can also build in employee salary, sometimes a little bit of working capital to offset, because most of those loans don't have deferred interest where you just have to make your monthly payment. So yeah, I mean, it's as aggressive can be for lending. I mean, it's a portion of the loans guaranteed by the federal government. No other countries that I know of have such an amazing program. And so and how do you scale? So first, okay, let's just talk about the guy that I helped get some financing for a franchise. He was working hard, young guy, had a little bit of money. He said, look, I'm low liquidity. I want to buy this painting franchise for 12 grand out of pocket. That was his down payment, his equity injection. Now he's running this business. He's crushing it. And now he wants to go expand territories. Well, now after you get a year or two of filed tax returns that are showing that you're making money, you can get 100% financing potentially with some of the banks. Then now he owns this painting company. What does he do next? He goes, look, I have all these trucks and stuff. Why don't I buy a building? Boom, SBA 504. We can do up to $20 million deals with that. You're only allowed $5 million of aggregate. However, if you do an SBA 504 green, you could have up to $16.5 million, which is essentially $40 million of buying power. So now you have starting with a little painting company that we got in for 12 grand, you expanded to a second location. Then you bought a property where you occupy 51% of the space, but the other 30 or 40% is being leased out, covers your debt payment, bada bing, bada boom. Now you're a tycoon. Wow, that rhymed.
That's the key. Yeah. The beauty, again, real estate investing has a lot of different ways to get deals done. SBA financing, which you've taught me again, is even more flexible than that. And then forget about it if you want to expand. The fact that you could prove that you're a good borrower with a year or two of tax returns, go get a second location for nothing down. Are you freaking kidding me? And then, oh, by the way, you get this loan to go buy a big building, a big warehouse, maybe mixed use, who knows? And then you could have your lease paid for by the other tenants. You're basically office hacking instead of house hacking. all with government backed debt. This is, I don't think people realize how powerful, flexible, and creative you can get with SBA financing.
100%. This is the tool to use, whether you want to invest in self-storage, because that's SBA eligible, RV parks, as long as it's not long-term stays, it's daily stays, eligible, marinas, any type of business, gas stations, car washes, laundromats, like this can all be bolt on. So as a real estate investor, is there any other asset classes that would make sense? Perhaps you have a lot of doors, or perhaps like you are a YouTuber and you want to like build a studio. Well, that's SBA eligible, right? That's SBA
right.
eligible. I'm going to go find a building. I'm going to occupy 51% of the space. Oh, there's an apartment above. That's fine. Now we can't count that in the cash flow of the business, but it counts in the global cash flow. So that extra space you sublease out won't be counted in DSCR of the business, but it counts as in your global. So you can be extremely creative, and like it's out there for you. And people are like, yeah, taxes, this, that. Guys, go buy a business, learn about the tax strategy behind owning an operating business. It's like the best thing to do for your taxes.
I don't think my audience, really understands the flexibility and power perhaps behind owning a small business. And again, the beauty about what's going on right now, Cody Sanchez, Alex Ramosa, you always talk about this. A lot of baby boomers are retiring. So there's a lot of businesses that could be purchased with very creative financing. The franchise world is out there. You and I've talked about vending a couple of times. If you want to take a trial balloon with owning a business, maybe it's vending. You want to go out. And all of this is so powerful. You went ahead and created a domain, onerentalmeeting.com, right there on the screen, where people can reach out to you just to book a call. Is that right?
That's right. That is absolutely right. And there's actually, I built out a little, if you're vending, there was we did a show on vending a week or two ago. We had a handful of you guys reach out because you're interested. You can go ahead. I'll send you a recorded webinar that you can watch. If you just want the vending. I know my calendar sometimes has been getting busy lately, which is a good thing, but I'm trying to, the next thing I'm putting on my website is an app that you can text, because people get annoyed if they can't get a hold of you today. But we're extremely busy because people are buying businesses. People are wanting to get into franchising, into owning vending, into expanding businesses using SBA capital. So we're working on it to open up our calendar. So feel free to fill out that vending form if that's what you're interested in. There's the Business Ownership Summit.
Yep.
Yeah.
When's the next one? Do you know yet?
January 25th. Yeah. So that's a quarterly event we're doing. We had over 3,000 people opt in to register for that. That was the biggest one by far. Now, obviously, not everybody shows up. Once I at some point, maybe I'll charge, but for right now, I'm not charging for that event because it's virtual. But if I did it in person, it'd definitely be charged,
Again, I think there's so much out there. Again, a lot of folks, especially if we get into an economy like I'm seeing where it's just kind of flat and yuck the next 3, 4, 5 years, there's going to be a lot of people looking for optionality, a lot of people looking to be maybe an owner, but not an operator, right? Kind of hire somebody into that. There's a lot of things that we could do in the small business world, folks. And I asked if you have any questions or thoughts, nobody better than the concierge to small business lending, Mr. Bo Eckstein. Reach out to him on onerentalmeeting.com. Closing thoughts?
No, it's just I'm excited to be on this show. I'm excited for the event in February. I'm excited to continue to invest in myself, which I encourage everybody to do. I just invested in something else today. I spent $9,000, and I'm like, oh, that's a lot of money. But I'm like, you know what? There's no better investment than yourself. So like, if you're planning on attending, if you're like, hey, I got to book a flight to go to Vegas to go to this event, that's not a cost. It's an investment. If you make investments, I've made more investments this year into myself, probably in the neighborhood of $50,000 already, or probably more with coaching and all the things I do. But I can tell you what, the more I invest in myself, the more my business grows. And so you have to invest in yourself. So make sure you get to the February event so we can meet in person. I talked to many of you, and I look forward to connecting in person, because there's nothing like belly to belly
Yep.
That's
In
where all
real
the
life.
networking
Yep.
happens in real life. So that's once a year, make it journey and then make it fun, right? Bring your family. You can enjoy Vegas because we've got a lot of great places to eat and a lot of fun things to do.
Yeah. Again, I plan for this on President's Day weekend every year. That way you can come out, do it right. You can have Monday back to travel. And this week we get lucky because Valentine's Day is Friday. So think about it. Come out Friday morning, go enjoy Vegas Friday night with your significant other. Come to the event Saturday. I'm going to feed you lunch and dinner. Come back to the event Sunday. I'm going to feed you. You can come back Sunday and then go see a show Sunday night and travel home Monday. It's going to be a blast, folks. And buy your tickets early so you can book flights and book hotels before it gets really expensive. The closer we get to the event, and I know some of you are waiting, you're going to hurt yourself with more expensive hotels and more expensive flights. Don't do it. Go to Eventbrite, search one rental at a time. Easy to find. Bo, and we're going to see you at the event, right?
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It was amazing. The first one you did for the 50,000 subs. This is even going to be, I'm going to say 10 times better. And that was hard to beat, but it's going to be that much better because I think if you guys, like what I've learned about going to events, like go with like an agenda on your mind to open your mind to learning. And also, even if you're introverted, just go there and start shaking hands because that's where the real amazing things happen. I can't tell you how many like networking events, even over Zoom, I've met people and like business happens and all this good stuff. So that's the power of events. It's like, I'm sure you're going to get great speakers and you're going to learn a ton of nuggets, but really when you get belly to belly with people and you're like, oh, how are you doing this? It's those little 1 or 2 nuggets that you go home with and like you implement into your business like right away. That's what I'm learning. Like that's where the biggest quantum leaps that you can make are those leverage positions of like you meet that contact. Maybe he or she's a private lender on a deal for you, or maybe they're a real estate agent and they turn you on to a deal, or perhaps they're specialized in short-term rentals and you didn't know how to do it right, or midterm rentals and they work with insurance carriers, or somebody doing self-storage. That's how this all works. And so like you got to get in the room, you got to invest in yourself. And like that's the only thing I could tell you. Like I used to hesitate to invest in myself. When I did Alex Hormozzi's thing, I didn't even think about $5,000. Today I invested $9,000. I invested 17,000 2 weeks ago, all in stuff that I'm doing to better myself, be a smarter investor, be a better, content creator, better event host, all this stuff. Like I'm always leveling up, and I encourage everybody to level up because if you don't, you're going to get passed by and you're going to go, oh, okay. Like, you're going to wake up one day and you're going to be like, what happened? What happened to my life? Like, I'm like, and I think I reflect on that now because would you consider me midlife? I'm 46.
Oh, for sure.
I'm like,
midlife.
Yeah. So like, if I waited 10 more years, I'm like, now's the time. I'm more excited about today than ever. And I hope everybody gets excited because I sure as heck am.
There you go. Well, folks, again, the other thing that's very special and unique about my events, there's no selling from the stage. Everything will be just value, value, value. And every speaker will be allocated 20 minutes to take live Q&A from the audience. A lot of the people that you're going to see on stage are on my channel every week, so you know them. You probably have questions for them. Bring them. You're going to get the opportunity to line up in a microphone and ask any and all questions. We will see you in Vegas, February 15th and 16th. Thanks, bud.
See ya.